Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. This is Dave and Roxanne.
We are here in downtown Kelowna. We had no idea how beautiful this your downtown is. We are in the
Yes,
marina, right?
yes. Here in Kelowna BC, we just checked out from the Sparkling Hill Resort. We were there for 3 nights and 4 days, and we're flying back to Calgary tonight.
We asked ChatGPT a good breakfast place. We went to this place,
Sunny's at
Sunny's.
Sunny's.
Yeah, they had two of their breakfast. It was featured in some Canadian TV. So we tried. She tried one of them. They're pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Waffles, crispy chicken sandwich, something like that. It's pretty good.
Chick on a rat or something.
Chick on a rat.
Frat or something.
Yeah. Um, by the way, if this is the first time you tuning into our business page, let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to say hi to you. Comment if you're watching live or replay. We are originally from Calgary, Canada, but right now we're exploring BC, Kelowna, Vernon. It's incredible for our
Yes.
16 years wedding anniversary. We're continuing on this series on the lessons we've learned, right?
Yes.
Last one. Promise, last
Last
one.
3 lessons. We've shared, I think, 6 lessons. Three lessons every day. So this is our third day. So we've uh, we've shared the 6 lessons for the past 2 days, and this will be the last 3 lessons we're gonna share for now.
Promise, right? So,
Yeah, we wish we knew about marriage or before we got married.
yeah, one of the biggest lessons we learned came from the book by Dr. Garrett Chapman, and a lot of you that follow us probably heard of this, or if not, then you need to pick up the book. It's called The Five Languages of Love, right? Dr. Garrett Chapman is a Christian counselor, and he was studying, couples, right? Because he was doing counseling on them, and what he found odd was that there would be couples that had been married for a long time, 20 years, 30 years, and there was no infidelity or cheating, but they just said,
Yeah,
we're,
yeah.
we're done. We just want to separate. Why? Like, he was confused. And then he discovered the love languages of love. So the 5 languages. What are the languages again?
Yes. The 5 love languages is time, quality time, gifts, service or acts of service, affirmations, and touch.
Touch. So what those are, if this is the first time you heard of it, is that's how you give and receive love, right? You have two primary ones. There's a test about it. Um, if you want the test, let us know. Search it.
You can search
Search
it
it online, and you will know your. There's a series of questions you ask, and at the end, you will know your primary
love language.
love language. Why is this important, right? Because you've learned, right? And oh, we wish we learned it earlier, but we've learned that you need to train yourself to communicate in the love language of your spouse. Because sometimes it's different. For example, right? Roxanne's two main languages is gift and affirmation.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Gifts and words of affirmation.
For me, it's words of affirmation and time. So it's completely different, right? So my gift is last. Because for me, buying something to give is, not
It's expensive.
it's expensive, not financially savvy, but I have to force myself to communicate in Roxanne's language. Not the best at it, I want to be 100% honest on that.
You're very good in words, though.
Yes, but why is this important? Because going back to Dr. Gary Chapman, he found out that, in marriages, there's always going to be, it's like a bank, right? When you fight, when you argue, when you get mad at each other, there's like a withdrawal, right? But when you actually, you know, um, appreciate them, or when you communicate in their love language, it's a deposit. Now, the problem is when you communicate in a different language. If your spouse is a gift and you continue to do service because that's your language, you think that's what your spouse wants, you're actually not depositing because you're not communicating in that language. So, for example, right, there was this couple that they were going to separate, and Dr. Gary Chapman asked me, so like,
Why are
do
you
you want to separate?
separating?
Because we don't talk anymore. Like, and their husband's like, we talk, do the laundry, go to work, where's the next vacation? But the lady was a quality conversation. The lady wants to sit down, It's like quality time, but more conversation. She wants to sit down and talk. How is your day? All that kind of stuff. Right? Go on a date to talk, right? But the husband was doing his best. He was like mowing the yard. He was
Cooking.
cooking, doing the stuff because that's service. Basically, the guy was trying to give love in a different language. So she was, in essence, he was not depositing on her language and continued to withdraw because you cannot, arguments happen, fights happen in a marriage over time. Continue to withdraw without depositing. That's why they want to separate. There was not even like a massive fight. There wasn't even like a cheating or something. Why? Because the lady's bank account is empty, right? And that is really, really powerful for us. So I have to force myself now, and I told myself right now, let's go out and get something for Roxanne, because that's her main language.
Oh,
She feels love when she gets a gift, and obviously also affirmed, right?
yes, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Yeah, you really need to learn the love language of your spouse, right? Of your partner. Not like the way you want to love them, but the way they want to feel love.
Yeah. And usually it's not your primary
Yeah.
language. It's work for you.
Mhm.
In the beginning, you will hit all languages because you're so excited. Like when you still have the butterflies, you're still dating, your first year of marriage, you give gifts, you spend time, you will do service, you will do everything, and you're like, you're so excited, right? But then eventually, over time, a year, 2, 3 years, 5 years into your marriage, you'll naturally go back to your language of giving love because that's natural to you. But commitment happens there, and even in the book it says, love happens when you fall out of love. It means that when the butterfly goes away, that's when work happens in the marriage. That's when you start really, that's when you start really say, I don't, naturally I don't buy stuff to give, but now I have to buy stuff to give because that's when the commitment of marriages happen. And this is powerful stuff we wish we learned, and now we're learning it. So we're continuing to. We're not again. I'm not perfect at it. We're continuing to work at it. At least I know Roxanne's language, and I'm mindful of it. Right. So
Yes. So, second lesson.
the second lesson, that was a mouthful right there.
That was really good though.
Yeah.
I thought we were just gonna explain it right away, but
Yeah.
he's very good with explaining the concept about it. And yeah, if you want to learn more about it, make sure that you read the book, the Five Love Language of Dr. Gary Chapman.
The second one is wish we knew that just like personal development, if you want to grow in your marriage, you actually have to, grow yourself as a person in marriage. So what does that mean, right? Work harder on yourself than just going through the motions
Oh yeah.
in your marriage. What I mean by that, there's books available, there's seminars available. Continue to grow in your marriage because just like anything, if you want to become good at it, you have to work at it, right? We didn't know that you can actually. There's no manual of
Of how to
how to
be
become a
a
good
great
marriage.
yeah.
Yeah. The manual is the footprints that's left with the people that actually have successful marriage and write books about it and have been in the trenches and have been married for 25, 30, 40, 50 years and they've actually written books and we've been to several seminars. Not enough.
Yeah.
We should have done more, read more books, right?
Yeah, usually how we deal with our partner is how we saw our parents
Yeah.
or how we saw, like in our surroundings and our environment growing up. How do you, like, who are your mentors? Who are your role models? Right? It could be good or bad, but you brought that, right? So that's why second lesson is you have to keep growing. You have to not stay stagnant in your marriage, whether if you've only been married for 1 year or 10 years, 20 years, you still have to keep growing,
Be a
right?
student
Yeah.
and grow in your marriage life because long term, right? Long term, you want to, it will pay off, right? Again, it's a slight edge.
Mhm.
You know, in your church, there's probably a retreat, right?
Yeah.
If they, if, for example, if we go on a retreat and our friends doesn't go on a retreat, you probably won't see, the difference, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, and we continue to read books you want, but long term, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that's when you see the massive separation. Still married, doing well, thriving, excited, because we continue to grow in our marriage, just like in any area of your life, fitness, money, right? If you don't be intentional and learn about it, you will not, right? So,
Jen says, I totally recommend to read the Five Love Languages. It helps all the relationships. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, Jen, that's correct. Like it helps you in your even in our family members, like my sisters, my brother. Hey, Jen, we live in
Oh
Kelowna.
wow!
Oh, that's awesome. I
Really?
didn't
Wow,
know.
Jen.
Hello,
I see.
hello.
If we had more time, we'd love to sit somewhere and have coffee, but we're gonna have a flight this afternoon.
Yeah,
Uh,
awesome, awesome.
it's hard to scroll in your phone on the
Oh
phone.
yeah, on the phone.
That's
Yeah.
the second one. Continue to grow by going to seminars, books, anything that's available in your church or online. There's so many things available, right? You just have to be intentional as a couple, together, grow together. Because I always talk about success leaves footprints, even in marriage. There are footprints out there. Pick it up, do it, and we've gone to several. I mean, is it last year we went to the one in Montreal, right?
Yeah, in Montreal. Is that Montreal?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
in that area,
the
Quebec.
small town in
Yeah,
Quebec.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we went there.
That was very
Picked
good.
up several books about it, about marriages. So that's the second one. Wish we knew that there's no manual about it, but there are footprints. You
Mm-hmm.
can pick up the book, the seminars, so that you can collapse the time frame instead of like making the mistakes of those couples that have that made those mistakes. You don't by reading their book. So second one, and lastly, I think there's many
Community.
more, but we want to end with this: find mentors through a community.
Mm-hmm.
Find like for us, we're blessed. We have a faith community, the Feast, and there are happily married couples that have been married for 20 years, 25 years, because we could see a picture.
40 years,
40 years,
50 years, 60 years.
because we could see a picture and we can envision ourselves 50 years from now, what kind of grandparents or married couple would be like, and still is, um, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now.
And
And
if you have those um, like people that you look up to, right? It's good to have them because, let's say for us, when we argue and we're in the brink of like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
yeah,
There were times that we feel that way sometimes,
yes, there are
and then
times.
and then we will say, oh, how did
My
um,
grandparents.
my grandparents, how did this couple did it? Like if they can do it, we can do it too. So they inspired us, right? Like my grandparents have been married for like 60 years before my my grandpa passed away in 2023. He was 86 years old, and it really inspired us that even at being married for 60 years, they love being together. They
And I think they were in their 60s. They lived with Roxanne's parents. Every morning they would walk
yeah
from Roxanne's parents' house because they 60s or 70s,
yeah
probably
60s, late 60s
late
or
60s,
70s. Yeah.
probably late 60s, early 70s. They would walk every morning. It's got I don't know, like a
30
30-minute
minutes.
walk or
Yeah.
40 to a grocery store close by just to drink water and then come back. That's their like routine, and they just
Like to have a walk, a
have
morning
a
walk.
walk during winter, like like I think her mom said they only missed twice or something. Walking every single morning together as a couple. That's something to look forward to. That's something to kind of model.
And they always travel together. They really inseparable. So
Yeah.
it really inspired us to be like that too. Like even at the age of 70s, 80s, you still love to hang out with each other, right?
There's another couple in our church, in our faith church community, that we really like. We want to be like them when we grow up, right?
Yeah.
They're retired, but they're retired well, right? So when they would go traveling, like in a cruise, for example, the kids would say, "Let's go on a cruise," but they're like, "Who's gonna pay the bill?" They end up paying the bill, right? Because they're so generous as a couple, and then they would do full time work. What's the full time work? Looking after
The kids, the grandkids.
the grandkids, because they have two kids that are still starting out. They have two kids that are still starting out, and probably they cannot afford to get a nanny or caregiver. So, but they live in the same neighborhood, so they would go to the neighborhood and they would split
The mom goes
the
to
mom goes to the other kid, taking care of I don't know how many kids. There's a twins or something, and the other one would take care of the other one, so we could help them out. Right? They're committed to their grandkids. And that's something to look forward to. And I remember they shared a story at the end of their shift, which is like their work. They don't work, but when the kids come, the parents come home from work and says, "You guys want to stay home for dinner?" It's like, no, 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 we gotta go, gotta go. Why? Because they have to work again tomorrow to come back to the kids. But we found them in McDonald's having a date.
Yeah, like at like I think in the evening they would say they love
You
to
shared
just
that story with us,
yeah.
right?
I was like wow, like they would go out for dinner just the two of them so that they have their time together, right?
And they continue to go to our community
Oh yeah,
gatherings, like
like
our
every
the
weekend.
feast. They
Yeah.
would go. They've never missed, and it's something we look forward to. And there's a twist to that story because now we were talking, Roxanne and I. We were a bit teary eyed because uh, the
The wife,
the wife, she's in her
70s, late
probably
70s,
maybe late 70s. She got
dementia.
dementia, so she now kind of doesn't
Forgets.
remember, forgets a lot. And I could tell in the husband's face, it's a struggle for him, but he continues to
Yeah,
be
he's
there for his wife, right? And
he's committed, and but it's cute because the wife still knows that sometimes she will say it's her boyfriend or yeah, it's just amazing to see them still together and never gives up. And it's just if you have that the third lesson is really to encourage you to find a group of people that you
community.
can like mentors or community for great couples, great married couples, because it's not easy. Marriage life is not easy.
It
It's
isn't.
easy to give up, but if you have like a role model that could advise you, that could help you in your journey, seek out for them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to guide you.
I hope that helped you. That is the end of the series of the marriage series. Maybe in the future, give some more of what we've learned for 16 years of being married. Anyways, check out Kelowna. Beautiful. I didn't know. I've never been in this
Yeah,
spot.
it's our first time.
We've been to Kelowna before, but we just went to the
Once. I think we only
mountainside.
we our first time coming.
Long time ago.
We were just dating. That
Yeah.
was 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just in the Lake Okanagan area, so mountain area. But this one is the first time we're in downtown. There's just some walks there, like some stores. So we're gonna check that out too.
Nice. You're very beautiful. Before we go to the airport, so
Awesome. Thank you,
thanks
guys.
for tuning in. Yeah, we'll go back to Calgary and see our son. We're gonna buy something for our son.
Awesome.
God bless everybody.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye.